Hey everybody, how you guys doing? Hope everybody is having a good day. And let's get started. So today we will be doing some animal sketches. And our topic for today will be dogs and cats. Yep, they don't get along, but we will be covering them all in this stream because they have a lot of similarities and cross compatibility. So here I have a picture of a dog skeletal structure. I also have one for a cat, but we will cover the dog first. For the dog, one thing you want to note, especially when starting out with the head, is that the snout at the top of the head is mostly viewed as being straight and parallel with each other. Right, that's one thing. And most of people, when they start out, they do try using some kind of circle. Right. Do note that the top snout is much bigger than the bottom one. Maybe I over exaggerated a bit, so let's cut down a bit on this one. Remember that this is mostly slanted as well. When you open up, this bottom flap tends downwards, so remember that. So from what I've seen other artists do, they make a very curved body most of the time, and then for the underbelly, something like this. Right. Interesting to note here, especially for the shoulders on humans, since we're two-legged animals, our scapula tends to lean back, while for quadrupeds, that includes dogs, cats, any animals that walk on four legs, you typically see the scapula leaning forward, so that does give them a more interesting leg structure, like this, right? This one comes down like this. Right. Back legs are a bit similar, right? It's supposed to be much thicker here because hind legs are much more powerful in general. You can separate the bones here if it makes things easier. I'm mostly trying to use rounder and flatter shapes as well to give a sense of the shapes. The belly, it curves the same way as the top part curves, but it may curve a bit more inward around here, although it's a bit hard to see. And then one thing to note is that the head here is supposed to be static. It's not supposed to be moving unless we're talking about the jaw. The only thing that's supposed to really make the head move is this part, the neck, right? And then we can draw a tail here. And do notice that there's another hind leg in the back. Right. I did mistakenly drew everything on one layer again, but that is fine. Now for cats, One other thing to note, the ears, they're very easy to draw. Most time people just think of them as triangles. Then pick them down, triangles here, here. And then for cats, it's pretty similar. You move this to one side. For cats, one thing you know, skeletal structure wise, when you saw in the dog, what tends to be a much more straighter snout is now non-existent. What makes cats not dogs is they have this curved part, right? This curved part, right? Yeah, I should probably draw on the part first, right? Yep, this is the head, and then similar idea. It's a dog. I'll draw a long back, and then replicate that kind of curve on the underbelly. Right, same idea for quadriceps. Scapula leans forward, and this one is a bit more dynamic. And notice one thing that I did change from my last stream is I'm using much more rounded shapes, right? And make sure for this muscle, it's the hind legs. Naturally see that it's similar to that of the dog. It's much more rounder. Back arms, similar idea. You cut it off here. Cut it off here. Like this. And don't worry, I won't be tracing every single one. I'm mainly just tracing to get a general idea of how the muscle group should look and how everything should look under the muscle skeletal structure. As you can see, I'm trying to piece together what the other hind legs should look like behind the cat. So we hide this, something like this. I did make these a bit longer than I should have, so let's erase these and let's curve this downwards naturally. Right. And the tail is pretty easy. Pretty much however you want, just make it flowy. And then the ears, once again, they are triangles. And ears will change based on the emotions, so they are never just two shapeful pointing triangles. It will depend on what you are going for. Yeah, so let's move this to one side as well. And I have a couple other ones that I want to show. So this one is a, oops. So this one is a sitting pose. Then I do want to know here. Also see this rounded. Use two triangle shapes. Two circle shapes to dictate the hind legs and then the front legs. And you can see that the curvature is much more apparent on the top when they're sitting, and then the bottom. So it may not always be the case that the bottom is rounder. It really depends on how the animal's sitting or how the animal's moving. You can see that cats generally have a smaller body, and dogs normally have a more rectangular body. That's just something I noticed. And once again, you can notice a parallel snout. Sorry, the parallel snout should be here. Cat, they do have a little bit, but it mostly curves downwards. So this is the one you want to pay more attention to. See, okay, so let's break this down. This time I'll be using the skyline on the dog. So I'm going to be trying to use a similar approach to what we learned in the other anatomy class we did yesterday. But notice how this reference also used these curved field lines. So let me move this. Oops. What's going on? Okay. Alright, lost my reference for a second. I think that should be it. Alright, let's retrace our lines here. Right, and then see. Like this. Then the back, something like this. Then let's see, like this. Yep, this doesn't seem like a dog, but of course we'll fix it when we get into our shapes. This might be a bit big. So draw a rounded shape for the head. Remember, this one is parallel, goes downwards. This is parallel, goes downwards, snout. And we can add a shape here to show where the head and the neck connects. I'm going to try to start from the main body. It'll be much easier if we can connect the neck that way. So like this, put that on the belly, something like this. And then we do see here there are these three tension points. These two goes inward and this one points outward. Once again, that's something I did mention before. If you want to make your joints more poppy, or if you want to make your joints more pleasing to the eye, people pay attention to these tension points. So that's exactly what I'm going to do here. Right, this is good. And I'm going to make this much straighter than what they had originally. This one's straight as well. Cut this here. Right. Okay, so once again for the front part. This one goes inwards. Once again, the tension points. So I do not like this guideline here, so I'm going to do erase this, then make this more curved because we want the parts to come up. And this part seems a bit long. Gonna truncate this a bit. Yeah. Alright. I do like these this shape, so we can work on the hind legs now. Let me add a guideline. Okay, I did add a guideline here. Let's go this inwards, and then for this part we can cut this outwards a bit, and then at that point I cut it off here, and then lean back, and then this one also lean back, cut it off here, and I might have drawn it a bit thicker, so I will come back. And this one is supposed to be more rounded here, maybe. Let me try to fix this. Not liking the way I draw this feet, so let's give this a more extreme curvature. And it seems like there's a tension point here, which I'm ignoring because I'm stupid. Then this curves inwards like this. Like this. Let's erase this. Let's give this belly more volume. And then connect the neck along the neck along the figure point. And then the tail, easy enough. You can follow the guideline for that. Something like this. And then we'll give our little doggy little ears. Like this. Yeah. So this is a very simple way that I think you can use to draw animals. We will move on to the cat. I should have a single cat reference somewhere. I don't know where it is though. Okay. I might not have saved one for cats, but it's fine because we can use one of these. And let's delete this guideline because we were just using it for reference sakes. There seems to be another part here. Delete. Alrighty. Actually, I want to work on dogs a bit more just for consistency's sakes. So, once again, there's a lot of dog pictures here, and I think it would probably be better if instead of drawing every single one of them one by one, I try to break them down into more basic shapes. So from before, you did see me use more rounded shapes, like here, mostly rounded shapes, but here we can try to emulate what we did in our previous anatomy, post anatomy video with the much rougher shapes. So you start off with this very simple one. I'm going to draw the guidelines, and you may notice that I'm drawing guidelines for both the top and bottom. I think this is just very helpful for me to visualize what's going on. And this one is something like this. This one is something like this, and this one is something like this. Something like this. Right. So let's pick this. I want to make the opacity a bit lower than 100, so you can see the shapes better. So again, start with the head. Let me use this. Start with the head. Scan parallel. Right now, I'm not going to focus on the open mouth that much. Right. So let's break this down. This can be basically one shape. Let's break this leg, and for detail's sake, we will make paws. These 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, the 6-sided shape. Although you can cut this like here. Yeah, this does look a bit complicated, but this. Let's cut this into a rectangle. Let's cut this into a rectangle. And you can't see that, so I'm not going to focus on that one. So if you hide, it does look a bit weird, but we were able to get that boxer shape down. Tail, let's get that guideline. Yeah. Right. Right. You can even make this a bit more outward depending on the type of dog you have. Some dogs have much more skinnier hind legs. Some dogs have much more beefy or wider back legs. Let's do some more simple structures. So maybe this one. Right. Draw head. Scan. Parallel. Parallel. Downward and then back in. Right. Right. And then this one is a down, flat down. And here you can, if you want to make things easier, you can cut the neck off here just to make things easier and see where the neck and actually can even do this to make the neck part seem like a muscle. It's not exactly accurate, but if you wanted to add a leash, good place to start. One thing you might have noticed is I make the back mostly just one straight line, a curve near the buttocks, and this is very reminiscent of what we've been doing in all of our previous figure poses. Right, so just remember the way that it curves is almost like a U, like this. A U here, and then a U here, and then a U here. And then this one can be U here. This is a line. So it alternates between a U, a straight line, or a curved line. This may be a curve, and then another curve near the back. Right. So break this down into one shape. Let's break this down into the same shape we had before. Let's break this down into trapezoids. This one looks a bit more simpler, so we can just go with another trapezoid. This one looks like. Do you want to emphasize this? This part is what makes the drawing more attractive to the eye. Naturally drawn to triangles, which is pretty cool. Right. Neck connects down. I always use a straight line for that. And the tail is pretty simple. You can use a curved line, you can use a straight line, use a curved guideline. And I would recommend doing tracing a lot, especially in the beginning, like me when you're starting out, because it's kind of hard to become professionals and just immediately look at a piece and know where all the shapes are. And like in a lot of different tutorials, they're just showing you like, oh, this muscle group is here, this muscle group is there, but it's not exactly helpful for beginners like us, because we're just getting started. We don't know anything about muscle groups, bone structure, and we're just trying to get the most general shapes down. So I'll try to draw a separate shape. Maybe this one. I like this one. It's pretty cool. So I'm going to draw this separately, just to show you that I can indeed draw without tracing. Right. You're concerned about the back, the top, and to draw the head. It's a round shape. Actually, maybe it's better to start off with the head because it's more of a defining feature, and a lot of people might say you can start off from anywhere if you're skilled enough, such as when you're drawing human bodies, but we are not exactly there yet. So this one, just want to curve up a bit more. And it's okay to exaggerate the shape of the belly, because these are mostly, we're mostly concerned with these figure sketches. We want the shoulder to be around here, it's pointing forward. Remember, if we were humans, if dogs were humans and they somehow walked on twos instead, it would be somewhere like here where it's leaning back. But remember, these are quadriceps. You want the hind legs be somewhere around here. But if we overlaid this on top of it, but a bit similar, but if you scale this down, I think we mostly got it right. So let's draw this U shape, and then this one seems like it goes outwards. This one looks like another U shape, a more exaggerated U in the other direction, and then another half U, and then here a much more shallow one, and then a straight line. And this one in the back, we have another U and another straight line for the other front feet. Okay, so let's get started. How about this time we start on the buttocks, right? So go this downwards, right? This one, I'm drawing in line with the guidelines, but you can slant this down a bit more. I'm gonna be honest, I really like the skyline. This one should lean back way more, somewhere over here. So let's revise this part. Again, this one is a bit thicker, depends on angle. And this one is more of a curvature associated with it. This one, legs come down here, cut this off here. The shape is much more rounded than I would like, but like I mentioned, you can use rounder shapes and square shapes, anything that suits you. And let's make this back more defining. Connect this for the neck. And yeah, for the ears, draw two triangles. This is pointing backwards, as I did mention earlier. I did mention earlier that the ears will be different depending on its mood, and the song is very happy. Just put back right his tail. Short tail. Do it pretty easy. Some parts do look a bit static, but you can always go back and change them. Right now, we're mostly just concerned with the overall geometric shapes. This dog, like you see here, like you can change the belly upwards to make it seem like it's lunging forward instead of just merely poking up. So if I do this, right. Now this looks a bit more similar, and you did see that I made this a bit more thicker than I should have. So I can just curve this downwards a bit. Right, kind of like this. I do know they didn't really pronunciate this part, but I think since I'm just starting out, it's good. It's good to pronunciate the shape. So let's move this to one side. So another one. Do this one, do like this one, the head, and I'm just making guidelines for now. Yeah, this one is much more longer and much more rounded near the belly, even though we did notice that in the sitting pose the back was more rounded. So this has purely to do with the pose it's doing, so keep that in mind. The guideline shape of your back and your belly would depend on a lot of things. Okay, now general shape, I'm going to try to sketch this. Here's something that's also very interesting. I can just shift this down. So we're concerned with this one. The snout is a bit more rounded, kind of here, because of the angle that the dog is making. Right. I said then you make these on the same layer again. Let me change the layer. So I feel like this is a bit small. I'm gonna make this a bit larger. Front leg, back leg. And I don't feel like making the U's. You can just make a very quick scribble like this, but try to make it as accurate as possible. Let's try to make this more rigid. Let's give this more of a rigid shape. To make things easier to see. Back of curl. We want this to go a lot more ways. Let's curve the back. And we want this to be more curved actually. So one issue with using rigid ones is sometimes a bit hard to express the flow of the leg. So sometimes it might be a better idea here to make a slight curve. This. Head. Actually, it looks like it's a bit perspective driven, so the head comes out in front of the back. And this neck goes down like this. This does look a bit 2D, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to angle the snout down a bit. And then to make it parallel, I'm going to angle this up a bit, give it more of a perspective. And this part, the underbelly, make this curve, make the curve more extreme. A bit too extreme. And draw the ears. So to make the legs not look this 2D, what we can do is this part. I like how I drew this part of the leg actually. So, and I don't think the guidelines are too accurate either. So let me shift these guidelines over here. This is way too high. Let's truncate this, shift this upwards. Oops. I simply drew on the guideline again. Let's see, so I don't think I drew the guideline properly, so which is why the shape looks so off. So this, I think, might look a bit better. There's a lot of nuances that go on to make a figure look more 3D. One thing is you want to include curves. I think this should curve this. Make tension points more visible, like this. Make this tension point more visible, right? I think I learned something interesting too, which is maybe it's better to use more curves instead, because we're concerned with the flow. Something like this, but it shouldn't be pointed out. Shouldn't jut out that much. Let's make this part more rigid. And I think we can even shift this arm down a bit. It's a bit cold in my room in the moment. Okay. After many editing attempts, I think this looks a lot better. I think this now is a bit big, so let's downscale this more. I think this looks a bit similar. I'm not too satisfied with this one, I'll be honest. I think because this is, I think maybe it's because of the belly or the top, maybe it's the top. So let me try to fix this a bit. Let's make the top all rounded, and then let's make the bottom smooth. And take a break. I need to blow my nose, but I'll be back momentarily. dog. Bless you. Thank you. Hello, it's winter here. Got to go eat breakfast. See ya. Okay. Thanks for joining. What? Where were we? Okay. Let's start with a new one. I think I'm done with this one. And I know we are spending a lot more time on each one. I'll do the last one. It's because we're also focused on drawing dogs. Not just tracing. It's important to know how to draw them after looking at references. But let's draw some perspective pieces. For these next couple ones, I'm going to I think it's probably better for me to just trace over them because there are a lot of ones I need to get through. I don't have time to get through every single one. So set this opacity lower. Let's see. Let's do this one. This one is from the back. Right. Then the head. Parallel, straight, parallel, downward, straight. Then actually I should probably draw the circles on the guideline layer, like here. Again, I think I'm starting to get the hang of this as well. I have never drawn any animals in my life before. Before starting the stream, all I did was watch a 15-minute tutorial, and now I'm here trying to learn some things about dogs. So it should be very useful to try to break this into 3. And I'll try to use more curved lines. These curved lines seem to be king. This one I'll just break. 2, 3, like this. Notice I did add a little divot here, even though it's not shown on the actual drawing, because it does exist. Let's make a triangle here. See, we might not be using triangles that often, but it's great for elbows. Let's connect the neck. Then the ears. This one does look like a square, but for simplicity's sake, we'll use a triangle instead. tail, guideline. Have the guidelines. It's alright. I'm gonna make this stand out a bit more. Is having this jut out like this. Yeah. So one thing is the shoulders naturally have to point outwards because of the quadriceps, and this is from the back view, so it makes even more sense. I'm not exactly sure why they didn't pronunciate it on this one, but it's okay. Okay, I drew this one. I drew this one. Let's draw this one. This one actually seems like there's two. Because of the neck, it's pointing downwards, but the head itself is static. So straight, down, straight, and then a bit inwards, and then it should be mostly straight as well, but he did make a little divot. So let's make a guideline here for the scapula, this one for the hind legs. Then we can make this rigid here, rigid here. I'm going to see, so interesting here, this is very unique shape. It's true that we're not advanced, so let's just make this a box. Let's make this box shaped as well. Right, and not too big of a fan of the way he drew this part. It should be, I think it should be a bit wider. After this. Yeah. So pretty simple. I'm going to ignore the shape of the back, the belly. Let's just make this like one just line like this. Actually, I think the curve will look much nicer. Let's curve this downward for the buttocks. And maybe I made a mistake here. I think is opening its mouth, so make this a parallel right here. This guideline for the tail. The curvature is about the same for the front and the back. Like this. Yeah. So I think sometimes something I do notice is sometimes it's better to use more rounded shapes. Sometimes it's better to use more blocky shapes. I guess it might be like some kind of stylization, but I do like using the more blocky shapes for more static poses and using more rounded shapes for more dynamic poses. do this one. This one. This one. It's mostly flat. You do see a belly that come out here, right? Legs, legs, legs here. Then the head is right here, and this one is a little U here. Then straight down. Little U curve out here, straight down. Little. This one looks a bit weird. Let's just make this a straight line for simplicity's sakes. This one is a more pronounced U from the back, then pronounce U like this. Okay. Let's see. So this one is a more of a 3D perspective. So I don't like drawing too much 3D because without a strong foundation on the 2D basis, it's not a great idea, in my opinion, to go into the 3D perspective. Did I draw the U's on the previous ones? Well, I might have missed the U's a couple of times. This one is curved downwards. I always use triangles for ears. They are the easiest. And yeah. Check. It's a bit skinny. Wasn't skinny I like, but it's probably fine. This. Make this, it's almost like a loaf of bread. It's kind of cool. Outward. Gee, I don't like this part. Let's trim this bit. Yeah, it's alright. Not the best, but it'll do. Do the guideline for the tail. Let's try a couple of front-facing ones. I think they're a bit interesting. I was thinking of making a perspective for the body, but I think this will do. Curve, 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 then curve inward. Looks like a straight curve inward. Simplify the shape down. Yeah, This shape might look a bit weird, but shade. I'm gonna be honest. It's probably a better way I can deconstruct the legs. Or let's try round shapes. Maybe this be something interesting. Let's try triangles. Can always go back and fix these. Now, let's try more rounded shapes. What if I tried using, instead of using two lines for the arms, maybe I used a single line to provide more clarity? Let me think about it. Like for this one, do something like this. Let's see. The shape is a bit difficult. It's a bit hard to see what the exact features of the wolf is. The dog is because of the amount of fur it has. So I think something like this. I think it'd be more sensible to place somewhere like here. It's not exactly the best. I think I'm going to take a break from drawing doggies. I think I'll be doing a reference study of this dog instead to get me a break from all the figure sketching. Oops. Let me shift all of these, make these smaller. So we can fit everything on the screen. And let's make this one a tiny bit smaller. Alright, so before we start, let's turn down the opacity by a bit. Let's get a feel for the guidelines. Right. So like this. So let me use this as, so I feel like this is a bit big. So let me downsize this a bit. Not the whole thing, but this part. And did not highlight everything, I suppose. That's so interesting. To do a check mark. Shoot this down. There we go. I think this should be sizable. Now I have enough space to draw. So let's give this a curved. Might not be curved. Curved here. And this might be a bit too slanted. Like this. Then the head somewhere placed here. I'm just gonna hide the side paw because I do need more space to draw. So what I'm trying to do here is try to get the guideline as close as I can. This thing looks very creepy right now. It looks like a person crawling on all fours, but that's okay. Now let's work on the head and go downwards. And actually I want to add another couple guidelines for just to locate where the major muscle groups are. This is one of them. This sort of behind the head is also one of them. This part, and as well as this part. Oops, this part. Right. Like this, come outward like this. Jaw inwards. Let's cut this off here. And I'm not a fan of this guideline. It's a bit too curvy. I think this is perfect. Like this. I'll zoom. And then this one, the front is much more straight. I think the general shape is alright. I do think my perspective may be a bit off, and that's primarily the fault of my bad guidelines. Because I think I drew the body too not curved enough. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make this the new belly guideline, and I'm going to try to move this part, this was guideline back a bit. And I'm going to draw this part. Yeah, I think I drew this in a completely different perspective. It looks something more like this. Then head. It should be maybe go down a bit more. I think this entire thing might be shifted a bit more here. Something like this, I think. No, let's see. Let's continue out and this too. You can see even I have to use a lasso tool because I am a beginner. Just like a lot of you who are probably watching, or maybe you guys are all pros and just laughing at me, which is fine as well, no complaints. As long as you guys are getting something out of it, it's fine by me. This one looks like the feet are mostly covered, back leg. And we want to make the back a bit more curvaceous. Right. And then for the tail, it's kind of like going backwards, but not really going backwards. Like this, maybe. Okay, I drew it a bit wrong. It's supposed to be more angled. Not a fan of this tail, but it's probably fine. Ears, very simple triangle shapes. This one looks like it's all over here. So like this. And since this is 3D, you do see the other eye kind of showing. Hard snout. This is a lot more good than I wished. This, no. I think this part is a bit more curvaceous than I would have liked. This part is too flat. So let's do something like this, just to fix it up a bit. And I think the tail is a bit small, so let's upsize this a bit. Let's see. Nah, here's the thing. I think the head needs to be connected with the main body, which I totally forgot to do. So the belly needs to curve up a bit, a lot more actually. So you can see kind of how not having good guidelines messed everything up, and I had to completely redo some dog, like here, right. I think there's a bit. Like this, except I don't like this part either. this is it looks a lot more 2D than I had hoped. So if you erase this part muscle here, and then want to angle the buttocks out a bit because right now it looks way too smooth. So like this, perhaps. Do you want to show the hind leg? This and sleep side for the and want to flatten the behind a bit. Not liking this part, so let me fix this part a bit. This part is this may be a bit accurate. This one looks like hooves, so let's edit this part as well. Let's make it more rounded instead of more clocked to make it more like dog, and we can hide this part. It's under the dog, won't be able to see it. And the belly, you can curve it up a bit. It may also depend on what type of dog you're trying to draw. Something like this. Although there are definitely features that I could have drawn better. How about this? Perhaps. I tried. Yeah, I really tried. So I'm gonna move this to one side. I'm gonna take a few minutes for a break. And we'll be back shortly. Hey guys, back, and I had a good break. So what we saw, we did a couple studies on dog anatomy and dog figure poses. I think it would be pretty cool if we moved on to cats, and I'm a huge cat person. Like, I love cats, but I've never owned one, so it's sad. Kind of sad. So where is my cat preference? Here we go. And let's delete this. And that's not my cat reference. Sorry, I'm a bit tired. Here we go. I'm going to start off again with a couple of tracing studies, and then we will get back into drawing them without tracing. This one is kind of cool, right? So cats, they have a much bigger, much rounded part. This whole thing is just like a loaf of bread. Kind of cool. This part comes down. This for the leg. Bit of hunch. And then the ears. Triangles as always. Triangles as always. For the tail. Make this more structured. This. Then this one. Actually, start with this here, this here. Looks like two massive hind legs. Simplify everything down. Sometimes, something I did notice, sometimes it's better to not connect the lines when you're doing figures. Sometimes letting, well, let me do a square for this one to maintain consistency. So just do, because sometimes it's hard to only draw triangles for the ears, because the ears are pretty dynamic. So moving on to the tail. Yeah, it's a big block. Okay. I don't know if I want to draw the. Let me draw some of the details just for it to look a bit better. Let me, so this one, as you can see, goes downward. Pretty cute. I love cats. I don't know if any of you guys love cats as well. I know a lot of artists love cats. Oh, this one is very fluidy. Good. Is that a tail or is that his feet? I think that's his feet. I'm going to start connecting my lines, as I said previously, because I do think sometimes it's better to fill in the gap yourself with more details. There's another gap, I mean something like this. I just think sometimes it's not necessary at all. And I know I'm doing a bad example right now because I'm drawing on the same layer, my guideline layer, but it's okay. This one, very cute. There's a little divot here to show the chin from the up-down view. Here. This little feet are so cute. This one is a interesting shape. And it looks like, as opposed to dogs, cats have very short necks or almost non-existent neck. Can see too well. I think something like this, and then something like this. Gonna leave it here. Can you use? Yeah. Then I then drop the tail here. There's a block. So this for side of shape. Again, this downward. Go. This one is a bit stronger, maybe. This one should be ears, cute. And here, let's draw another round head. Cute little helix. And contour. Look at it. Kind of looks like a person's head. I judged this a bit too much. Use. I think this is part of the tail as well. The head, parallel, downward, go back in. This part is a bit chunky. This box shaped. Straight line, straight line. Let's just make this rectangle. Don't want to bother too much with the details. Here's. Kind of hard to see back here. This is a very dynamic shape. Goes all the way downwards. I do like this shape the most. Good little divot here. As you can see, this one is a bit rough, but the shape is still there. Right. And you did see that I stopped making these curvy figure lines, but once again, stylistic choice. I am trying to expose myself to as many different styles as possible, so I can give myself more choices when I do get to a level where I can choose comfortably. And this pose is fairly simple, probably one of the most simpler shapes, the side view, and probably the one you would draw the most because it's the easiest as well. This one, very cute. It says paws up. This one here, this one here. One thing to notice is the hind is always bigger than the hind is always bigger than the front, and naturally these horns make a 90-degree angle, maybe a bit more than that. And one thing you do notice that I'm doing is, as I'm drawing, I'm talking to myself, which is not without purpose. One, it is to converse with you guys who are watching the stream now or in the future, but also it's to kind of give myself a repetitive thought, so I can always come back and and know what I need to improve on. And hello, Asher the Fire. How are you doing? Should be here. The hind legs. This flat. Make this angled. Flat. Gold. Then cute little kitty ears. Always use triangles for these because I like using, I think they're the easiest to use. Let's do this one. This is similar to the shape we did before for the doggies. With the massive hind leg. Then this again makes a sharp, almost 90-degree-esque shape. And this one, we can think of it as just a straight out, don't need to mind the small details. On the belly, and cat ears here, cat ears here. This one pretty simple as well. Maybe this one is also a very popular pose. Oh, this one is about the same size. And notice how it curves. It curves like this kind of shape. So I'm gonna do exactly that. Maybe we'll be a bit more flowy now to change up the style a bit, because you can draw as you wish. It's all about finding something that works for you that may not necessarily work for me. So for me, I like doing rounded shapes. I like doing more square shapes. Actually, I want to do these two first. Also, fairly common poses because you see cats laying down almost all the time. This one curve outwards, this one curve inwards, but then again, curve this one out like a 90-degree angle. This one, let's just make this too straight. Then do this to make it simpler. Hold on a second. And then tail goes out like this. And we draw the cute ears. And then this one, draw head, round head. This one, this. As you can see, I'm naturally getting the hang of the shape I had, even though I'm just chasing. You can see that the most important part is knowing where all of the, I don't like this part. it's knowing where all of the joints kind of located and all of the tension points. Right. Like this. And one thing you should know is that a lot of these are front views, so it's kind of hard to see the little face that's protruding out, but that's okay. Right. This one you can clearly tell because of the angle. So this one I feel like it should actually be like this. Right. On its back, massive hind legs, right. And this is mostly just giving us a kind of muscle memory, I would say, because once you draw a lot of these and you reinforce yourself with this kind of learning, then it should come naturally as you draw more of these in the future. Ears, yeah. So we've finished all the ones for the cats. Let's hide these and see how we did. I think we did alright. Not the best. It is our first time after all, but it's okay to give ourselves some excuses. I'm gonna resize all of these as well. And let's see, there were some dog ones. There's a cat. Okay, we did this one. Let's move this up. Okay. Feeling a little adventurous today, so let's draw this tabby cat. I don't know if this is even called a tabby cat, maybe it's not. It's just an orange cat. Okay, guidelines. Let's start with that. So sometimes I have an instinct to draw the figure line, even though that's not exactly necessary. This is a bit hard to see, I'm not gonna lie. So put this here. This should be somewhere here. The hind legs should be somewhere like here. Right here. So let me decrease the transparency. Let me try to emulate this. Okay. Cat. Let's go here. I'm gonna start off with the main body. Right. And extra guidelines. Straight down. Let's just kind of curve this. And here. I like the shape. I wanna transparency of this just to check the shape. So I did mess up guidelines once again, which is why I look kind of weird. So for this one, the guideline should curve more upwards here before coming down like here, right? And this should be something like a 90-degree angle. We've seen it a lot at this point. Trying not a bad habit of drawing things and making it look like hooves. So to try to draw like this. We can enlarge it a bit. Like this. Increase the transparency. Alrighty. It's actually very hard to see on the side, so I will increase the transparency. So it looks like the paw is somewhere like here, and then like this. Just a second. Okay. Don't like the shape too much. It's definitely one of the weirder ones I've drawn. Here. And the cat itself is very heavy. So we'll give it some volume. Like so. Give it some ears, make it poke up. This side might be a bit too sharp, so we'll go downwards a bit. And it's looking this way a lot more. So let's make this part a bit wider. Like this. Need this part of the neck. Right. And this may look a bit messy. I'm going to clean it up a bit. Just a bit. Right. This part is messy. Right, do something like this. I do like the shape of this cat. I think I got it pretty close. I have to clean it up. It's a pretty fluffy tail here. Right, like this. Maybe a bit more fluffy. And something that is very common with beginning artists, including me. Something that is very common with beginner artists is we tend to disconnect. Hold on. I tend to disconnect our lines. Like, see, like when a tail is passing behind its legs, you need to make sure that it maintains congruity. If you draw the tail somewhere like here, doesn't really make any sense unless it divots downwards like this. But for the sake of this, we're trying to maintain congruity. And yeah, it should be something like this. Right. And I think I can make this part a bit smaller. Right, like this. This one can be a bit more. Like this. Yeah. Like this. Yeah, I do like this one. Let's try another one. And as I said before, guidelines are super important when you're starting out and trying to learn shapes, because if you don't get them right, you will be in a world of pain. As you try using the lasso tool over and over again, trying to correct all your mistakes. And hold on. Let me delete these. Move this entire chunk. So let me move it somewhere that has a lot of space, like here. Yep, this is fine. But we are back to our good boy, our doggy boy. Let me size this a bit. It's a bit big for my viewing pleasure. Let's see what else we have. We have a couple of close-up shots that I do want to get to as well. Here. So let's get started with this one. Once again, I'm going to start with the guidelines to make things more clear for me to see. Right. So like this one. Yeah, let's make this one continuous stroke. Something like this, and then can try decreasing the opacity just a bit, and got lines, make sure they're clear. Right. Spend some time making sure your strokes are clean, because they're pretty important. See here, I think make this a bit too low, and then I can shift the head a bit more here, a bit larger. So this is, from what I remember, it's a straight beak. Sorry, not a beak. Its mouth, whatever. this a bit more curved. So we will fix this later, so don't worry. It doesn't look good right now. And I made the mistake of making everything on the guideline layer or scan. So let me go back and start on this. So, power somewhere like here. I'm not a fan of how this looks. I'm gonna do this a bit. I tend to draw my circles kind of like ovals instead. So for me, it's important that I orientate my own canvas lines. Behind legs, bigger. I don't like the way I drew this. Sorry about that. Just thinking about how I should go about creating a shape for this, because it's a bit hard, as you can see. So maybe I'll use some more rigid shapes. I do like my rigid shapes a lot more. But in order for this to work, I'm gonna need to move my guidelines a bit. I probably should have done the guidelines first. Sticky bar principles, that would be set. See, probably tell, getting a bit exhausted. I'm drawing continuously for about 3 hours. Let's make this side a bit more defined. Let's make this a bit more defined. Right. This kind of looks like more of a kangaroo, a dog. So let me curve this downward a bit. And let me shift his head. This, the 여기서 뭐 this, right? I'm making a bad habit of drawing everything on the guideline layer. Again, it's fine. Duplicate this layer, then let's delete everything. Let's see. Let me delete this. It's fine. It'd be too much effort to go back and fix everything, so we're gonna stick with this. And just erase the guidelines. I see what the problem is. I flipped my guideline and my shape layer, so that's what the issue is. It's fine. We just erase everything manually because we messed up. It's fine. It's just a bit confusing trying to see what exactly everything is. What I'm trying to do. I'm trying to erase. Right. So it's guidelines here. Right. We do see this is a divot here. The belly goes up a bit. This. Okay, erase its guideline. This is not the most convenient. Right. And it seems like I made the back too rounded, so let's curve this downward. Right. Once again, all of this is on the wrong layer. It's fine. And depends on how big the head is, but I think I do want the head to be much bigger proportion. Again, everything's on the wrong layer. It's fine. Yeah, I don't really like how I did this one, I'll be honest. This one. Again, this is all on the wrong layer. And this part I think can be a bit bigger. Right. Now this looks a lot better, I think. It's not the best because I think this part needs some work. Right. It's alright. This is alright. Just kind of wish the legs were a bit more defined. This. Alright. Going to hopefully not make the same mistake again. Let's do this. This one. Now, which one should do? Let's do the wolf. I don't know if we can get through all of our references today. I'm hoping we can. So for this one, I'm just gonna use skyline this time. This is pretty much the exact same shape. Except it's standing. Oh, that's its tail. I was like, he has 5 legs. Okay, this one I think is pretty interesting. He's looking down into the right, and so his head. Trying to kind of visualize as I'm drawing these guidelines how the wolf would look, right? Want there to be enough space, but like not too much space. And then you need a gradual gradient for the belly. Move this to the side. I don't want it to in the way of my other drawings. This looks good. Like this, like this, like this, something like this, something like this. Go down. I need to make this smaller. things are starting to look a bit more messy. I'll select. But hopefully it's fine. Right. This looks very messy as of right now, but we will clean it up. So always, this one is pointed a bit down because of perspective. Then it's angled a bit up. Some ears. Right, the underbelly. So because of perspective, we want the tail end to be much more rounded. So I'm going to rotate the canvas a bit. So I do want this back to be have more volume. This. Actually, I like the previous shape a little better. Right. And I think the legs, the muscle part should be up here. See my guidelines? Yeah, this should be all the way over here. It should be all the way over here. Yeah. Over here. Yeah, but upscaling the head, I need to make sure that all my guidelines got upscaled as well. So I'm going to redo most of these leg parts. Right. doesn't look the best because there are some parts you can erase. Just look more natural, kind of. And actually, I think you can keep this part, but because this thing is on like a slanted terrain, so to make sure that the legs are not weird, not too weird at least. The other one, this. And you want this to look more like a wolf. Can make this part much thicker. A bit of light shading. Top in this area. Top of the head. Right. Not sure what's happening. Right. Enough. Double shades here. Double shades. More pen. Double shades pen over here. Do it on the underbelly. So pen over here. Legs. And I do want to make this part more rigid. So like this. And since it's on slanted terrain, I do want to fix the shape of this a bit more because it's a bit unrealistic. Yeah, it shouldn't be curving this much upwards. Right. And I do think this part was cut up too high, so it's down a bit, and add some volume here to make the sense that this is fur. Right. Add more details. Especially here. Yeah, and I know it doesn't look the best, so I'm gonna fix it a bit more. Right. So shading. And then add more shading to the side. Right. This part shaved. This part bit, and then some part here. Yeah, I do wish I would have colored this, but it's fine. I didn't. So this is fine. And one thing I do want to change is this part here, just up a bit. So it looks like it's actually standing on flat terrain. Well, it's kind of slanted terrain. Like this, and then we can shift this. I did get a little bit on my kittens, but it's okay. Can fix this a bit. Yeah. No. I don't think we have enough time to do a tag today, and I apologize for that. Got carried away with drawing wolves and other things. You know what? We have 15 minutes left. I will do a very quick, very quick trace. So tigers are just glorified house cats. Yeah, hear that from me. I wish I didn't get a reference that was like cut off, but it's okay. Ears. They have very small ears in comparison to their head size. Just getting the basic shape down. This part can add some volume here. This part comes down. They really have a lot of muscle. I can attempt to draw what it looks like on the other side, even though I have no reference. I need something like this. I should use skyline for that, like this, maybe. Yeah. It does look more ugly when you hide the layer. So I'll attempt to break this down to simple shapes. Not a lot to go off of on this. It's mostly just a close-up of tiger. So when you erase this, I don't think it looks good. I just drew on it for fun, but the general shape is a much more square. It's more square, and it does look like a house cat. That's mostly the concern. Alright, look at this. Yeah, doesn't look good, but it's fine. Let me fix it a bit. I don't know if I have a better reference. Nah, no, I don't have too many good references of a tiger. I like the way I drew these ears. So I'm going to shift this over here. I'll shift this over here. And shots. Lions and tigers, they have cute ears. I'm going to pronounce these the jaws. Kind of hard to see. This is very hard to see, I'm not gonna lie. Turn the brightness. So it looks almost like the teeth go around here, the back here. It's just simple shapes, right? And then the back. to draw for the reference. Maybe this might be a bit small. What's this maybe? What's this? I think. It's hard to see. Yeah, I'm going to break this down. Two simpler shapes, going to make the eyes more predator-like. Nose. Start with two simple shapes. Here. It's a scrunched up nose too. Then you can add more details on the mane, if that's what you call it. And there's some whiskers coming out on the side. Here it's a little harder to see. Something like this. And then maybe some pronunciation on his back. Huge belly. I don't know if this is his paws or if this is something else. Yeah. Try to draw a tail like this. This is a apex predator of the wall. This doesn't look the best. Let's see. Yeah, there's a lot more detail you can add. Scrunched up nose and everything. Scrunch up here as well. Something like this. Connect the underside. Yeah. I think that's all I have time to get through today. Let me fix the back a bit. Yeah, something like this. So, in summary, what we did today, we looked at the anatomy. Oops, let me hide this. We looked at the anatomy of dogs, of cats, dogs, cats. Looked at how we decompose their shapes down, and then we did a bunch of trace studies. And after we did a bunch of trace studies, we did a bunch of copy poses. I want to circle the ones I like the most actually. I like this one the most. Probably this one. I like this one the most. This one, the wolf is okay. I like the cat the most. I think this is probably the best one I did, just because of how simple it is. What else? Let me see. Yeah, I think those three are the ones I like the most. The rest are, I think, can either use some work or, yeah, or I just trace over it. But these three are definitely the ones I like the most. Okay, so I'm gonna end the stream right here. Thanks to everybody who came and joined, and see you guys around. Yeah.